Well, a big step for Lake Erie or more of the same green algal bloom?
And today, the Ohio EPA put in some new voluntary standards on what can and can't go into the lake, but not everyone happy with the lack of enforcement. I-Team reporter Sean Haggerty on the story, digging into those documents today, live with more new at 6. Sean?
Yeah, Lee, total maximum daily load, TMDL. That's what we got today. Some limits on what nutrients can eventually end up in the lake, but it's not going to be strictly enforced. The goal for everyone is to eliminate the Lake Erie algal bloom. Maybe this total maximum daily load will help. Amounts permitted to be put into the lake. For example, 107 metric tons of phosphorus in the spring season from permitted facilities in the Maumee River watershed.
This is a big step in terms of transparency and facilitating new discussions around what more can be done in terms of cleaning up the lake.
Permitted facilities will have limits like water treatment plants, but non-point sources like farm fields or other runoff, their limits will simply be a goal. How do you plan on enforcing this TMDL?
It's important to recognize that a TMDL is not regulation, and we've been very clear about that over 15 months meeting with all of our stakeholders.
Does that mean that the TMDL in a lot of ways would be called voluntary?
The practices that we would continue and expect to see more of under a TMDL are also voluntary. No question about it.
Somehow or another, if we keep doing more of what we've done that doesn't work and just do more of it and do it harder, somehow that's going to make a difference.
Lake Erie advocate Mike Ferner says without enforcement, this TMDL still doesn't hold polluters accountable. Mega farms have been a big target for this group. Manure leaves here and ends up on farm fields, but if too much is applied or it runs off a frozen field, this TMDL does not hold that farm responsible for the runoff.
What it's going to do is, what it's intended to do, is to make people think something's being done, and that's not the case.
Now, as part of this report, the state says it will report out new findings, research, and new marks every 2 years. Now, one big step is coming up. That's happening from the U.S. EPA. It will look at all these documents and see if it approves of it. That's when we will know if and how this will take effect. Reporting live, Sean Haggerty, 13 Action News.